Yeah, hello. Welcome to another video. This is a interesting topic, and I wanted to make the video just to clarify some things from my perspective, because many people do say a lot of things about this, and I think a lot of it is just plainly wrong or misinformation. And that's about the relationship between the ancient Egyptians or the Coptic native Egyptians and the Northwest African Berbers. And I want to demonstrate with this video just a little connection here. It's not an extensive video. Why is such a thing even a matter or something? Well, it's just kind of interesting, you know. It's kind of like if somebody comes to you and claims that the sky is red, even though you see the sky as blue, and so you just want to clarify it, right? It doesn't mean that it's the most important topic, or you should obsess about it or anything. It's just as if somebody comes along and spreads lies or misinformation, you just want to correct it, or even if that wouldn't be the case, it's just something interesting to talk about, as it's human history, and as we know, all human history is it is something important, or you can draw lessons out of it, right? So the point of the video is to just draw a connection between the Northwest Africans, the Berbers, and the ancient Egyptians. As in history, in recorded history, they were brother people, in a sense that they were neighboring people, and they had a lot of exchange. There were a lot of Egyptian kings and pharaohs who were of Berber descent, coming in from Libya, as Libya was also populated by Berber tribes, and some of them conquered Egypt, and as a result, some of them went to the throne of Egypt. And I just want to give one little example between the connection. This is the mausoleum of Mauritania, and this is located in Algeria, and I can't remember the name of the Berber king, but the Egyptian royal family gifted their daughter, Cleopatra Serena VI, I think it was, to that Berber king. And that king was living in the Numidian area, what the Romans called Numidia. And so the native Egyptians, the ancient Egyptians, they gifted their daughter to that Berber king. And they are buried here. I think both of them are buried here. At least Cleopatra is buried here in Algeria. So, but I think also the Berber king is buried here. So you see just one example that ancient Egypt and Algeria, Morocco, ancient Morocco, ancient Algeria, like the Berber regions, Numidia, and those kind of areas, they were pretty much connected a lot, right? And I just want to give you, there's many angles how you know that they are related. Like, it's quite obvious for if you make your eye, like if you open your eyes, it's quite obvious. But some people don't really like, they make it so complicated. And I just want to give like one example here, right? The linguistic one, I want to tell you like the connection here, right? On a very simple level. I mean, you can go into depths and stuff like that. I'm not a geek in that, you know, but I'm sure we can expound on that even further. But I just want to show you that some people are so deluded that they truly believe that the ancient Egyptians were anything but North Africans. The ancient Egyptians were North Africans, just like the Berber people. They were North African, mainly North African, right? I mean, their origin, where they came from, this was North Africans. So, and just to give you a little brief like statement is that all the Africans basically, like most of the Africans, if you look in the biblical history, which is the true history, and if you look at genetics, come from one ancestor whose name was Ham, right? There was Noah, and then was Ham, and then Ham had a couple of children, and those children were basically the fathers of Africa, right? The sons, and that thus all the Africans are related. Basically, the main core of it, right? Like 80% of Africa is haplogroup E, which means they have a common male ancestor, and that means that they are all related. It doesn't matter what type of skin shade they come in, right? Because people mix with other people all around the areas, and they had their families, so they created their own families, etc. But from the ancestry, they all come from this Ham, So that means, yes, ancient Egyptians and Berbers are Africans originally. Their father is Ham, literally. So they share the exact same male ancestry as anyone else in the continent. So basically 80% is African. The rest are Semitic, right? There were like Hebrews and Arabs and other different groups who migrated into Africa as well. Those are as well African as that they are from the continent. But if you like talk about like the main Africans, they're coming from Ham. So yeah, I just want to give you a little brief understanding that there's no language out there. There's no language out there that matches more with Coptic Egyptian in terms of how it sounds like, how it's spoken out, the way you speak it, right? Just the way to speak it. I cannot explain it further. I mean, I could explain it further, but that would require more time, But the thing is, the way you speak ancient Egyptian, right? And it's still active. There's still people who speak it till this day, even though it has a lot of influence from Greek, etc. But it is spoken like it is spoken, like the North African tongue, right? It's the same. It's very similar. It's like as if like a German and a Swedish guy speak. They speak different words, mostly completely different words, but they speak with the same similar tongue, the same, like very similar. You see that it's from the same family of speech. So yeah, I just want to give like a few examples. I didn't really match them too much, and the list was longer and longer, but you can do the experiment. Just go on Google. I just took like really quickly Google Maps, right? And then you go like to northern Morocco, or anywhere in Morocco, basically, or some parts of Algeria and Tunisia and Libya, right? And you write down, or you look at those Berber villages, right? Or cities, or locations. And you will realize really quickly that if you compare it on the right side, I have some names of ancient pharaohs. Those are not even like connections or words or something like that. Those are just pharaonic names, right? And you compare the way it is written and it's spoken, you realize it's the same language family, right? And I would make the claim, if you took the names of the pharaohs or the names of ancient regions of Egypt, and you go into like any village, Berber village, anywhere in North Africa, and you show that to like children and they should read it out really fast, they will have little problems, right? They will have some problems because obviously it's a different language and these are words they never heard, but it's gonna be pretty simple for their tongue, because the tongue is trained with a native language, for them to speak those words out. And you cannot do that anywhere else in the world. Maybe you could do it to an extent to East Africa, maybe, but generally you would do it. The best who would do it would be like Berber children, honestly. But so we just go like, there's a couple examples. Tiza Imra Imrapten, Iepretne. There's just too many examples. Timimun, Tiyu, Imzuren, Imhotep, Timsemen, Chesh, Tiziterud. We have Sechemwib, Hedju, Itij, Sichemwe, Ichinwe, Erij. If I would read, and the list goes longer and longer and longer, and I'm not even like good at the pronunciation, but the list goes even longer and longer and longer, right? From both sides. If you do like maybe 200 words on each, and you just mix everything together, and you show it to a foreigner, the foreigner would have it extremely hard to distinguish what is what language. And you can choose the words randomly as well. Like I just randomly went to the map, right? And those are just a couple of words. It's just a self-experiment. Yeah, but I just wanted to show that, it's absolute nonsense. Like the ancient Egyptians were North Africans, and North Africans are related to the ancient Egyptians. They're the brother people of them. And the languages are familiar, they're similar, and that's just it. You know, it's two different languages, as God divided the languages in the Tower of Babel. Two different languages, but they're very closely related. That meaning that the father of the ancient Egyptians, the first one who spoke the language, or the first family who spoke that language, was a brother or cousin of the one who was Berber. They were very related. They were like cousins or brothers, more likely brothers. And then God at the Tower of Babel split the languages. Both of them had their own tongue, but extremely similar because the tongues were created based on the individual families, right? So you have two closely related families. Of course, they're going to sound very closely related because that's how God made it. And so, yeah. And there's many, many other examples. We can go into depth with it. It's just a short little video for you guys. Let me know in the comments, what do you believe? I don't care, man. You have any freedom of speech here. You can disagree, you can agree, you can make some inputs, whatever you like, right? And that was a nice, fun video. See you guys in the next video. Don't take all of this too serious. I know there's people who take this very serious, you know. They go into debates and stuff like that. I mean, if you want to do it, you can do it. I wouldn't advise it personally. Like for me, I don't do that, right? I just do it because imagine like somebody talks about your ancestry, right? He talks about it, but he's talking nonsense. It is your ancestry. It just feels weird. You understand? It's like somebody talking about your dad or your granddad in a manner that is not true, so you get a little bit aggravated, you know, a little bit, not too much, not too deep or something like that, but you know. And yeah, you can do that experiment, do it as much as you like, you can research, etc. There's also good research platforms like ChatGPT and stuff like that can help. You can ask that critical questions. And see you guys in the next video. I don't think I would really... Do I really go into that topic? I don't know. I just look for if there's any responses in the comments, I will go deeper into this. But as of now, that's it, guys. See you in the next video.